do this shit! Triple THS is brought to you by DraftKings.com and the support of 166 Patreon backers like you. What's up, fight fans? I'm the terms and conditions of mixed martial arts, Tommy Toehold, and it kind of feels like everybody's sleeping on this awesome-ass UFC 235 card this weekend. I mean, 2 title fights, the debut of Ben Askren. What the fuck, people? This doesn't feel like the lead-up to a major pay-per-view. It feels like the lead-up to a fucking UFC Fight Pass card that starts at 3 a.m. from, like, fucking Tibet. Am I crazy, John, or does nobody give a fuck about this fight between you and Anthony Smith?
Respectfully, fuck all those people. It's Anthony Smith's fault for being such a huge underdog. My fault? You're the one that's supposed to be the big star, John. It doesn't matter to me, though. I'm just here to take that belt this Saturday. That's my only focus. If the fans don't see it, then they're gonna miss out on history. Literally nobody believes that, Anthony. Not a single person anywhere. Nobody believed in Buster Douglas, Matt Serra, Chris Weidman, Holly Holm, the Mighty Ducks 1 and 2. Every single one of those fights was supposed to be a routine run for the champ, and they lost it all, John. This is exactly the type of fight, historically speaking, that you're likely to lose your belt. I'm the fight that ruins your legacy. Oh my god, you're right. I'm so scared now about this weekend. Oh wait, nobody can literally do shit to me ever. I'm not in the least bit worried about you. Listen, pussy, do you see this shirt? Do you see this shirt? It means no worries. Not for an hour, not for a week, but for the rest of your days, bitch. And you know how you achieve Hakuna Matata? You go unbeaten for over a decade. Matt Hamill doesn't count.
John, do you think there's less interest because you haven't done anything to fuck this week up at all?
Well, if that's the case, trust me, I could do some fucked up shit no problem. And for those of you who are worried about there being no controversies this time, don't worry, there's still a few days until the fight.
Wait a minute, we have some breaking news. It looks like Jon Jones can't go an entire event without some sort of controversy. Bones apparently had 2 tests during the month of February that came up picogrammed with that same dastardly M3 metabolite that started all these issues for John. Now, of course, the usual shit here. It's long-term metabolite, pulsing effects, swimming pool salt, so on and so forth. It's been ruled there's no re-ingestion. The fight with Smith goes on as scheduled.
You gotta be fucking kidding me, Tommy Toehold. Okay, bud. You're telling me this motherfucker can just have shit in his system at all times? And we're just gonna say it's no big fucking deal? Give me the scientists. I wanna talk to these motherfuckers. Tell me about some pulsing effect bullshit, and I'll tell you about these hands. You're such a fucking cheater, John. There are no rules anymore. I'm bringing a fucking baseball bat to my next fight. You better watch out, Brock. Look, I don't know how many times I have to tell you guys, the science people have figured this out, okay? I literally have never done anything wrong in my entire life. Yes, there are picograms of some shit in my body related to some steroid. Yes, steroids help you do things. But whatever's in my body, the science people have already said it can't help me. And it wouldn't matter if it did anyway, because I could beat the shit out of all these losers, even if I didn't train for a decade. Look, it's hard for me too, okay? But we just have to accept the fact that my body is doing something that no other body has ever done. And no matter what, if for the rest of my life my tests come up in any way positive, it will be completely and immediately dismissed by all science people. I am basically untouchable. So, to quote Tupac, that's just the way it is. Good, John. The more you say it, the more they'll believe it, and then we can be together forever.
Anthony, any thoughts?
I don't care if he's on anything or not. I'm here to win the belt.
Last guy that said that didn't work out too well for.
DX, suck it, Daniel. I know you're still on the line, pussy. Fuck you, John.
All right, let's refocus on my original point with some more fighters. Do you two feel like there's not a lot of hype behind UFC 235?
Don't look at me. The fans hate everything I do. It doesn't matter if it's exciting or boring. I'd go out there and decapitate my opponent, and people would still shit on and say there wasn't enough blood or some shit. I know you guys want Fight of the Year candidates, but you do realize that involves me getting hit repeatedly in the face. There's not going to be any Fight of the Year for me this weekend. I'm going to do what I got to do to win, and it's not getting my ass kicked for 5 rounds to entertain you. You want entertainment, buy my single.
What about you, Ben?
I think I'm pretty exciting. Some fans don't really appreciate the finer points of being able to dominate your opponent for an entire fight, but I can't control the people who are idiots. And let's not forget, I have 3 finishes in my last 3 fights. I'm a regular Donald Cerrone over here. So between my constant stream of tweets slamming literally everyone in the UFC besides the person next to me, and my ultra exciting style of fighting, I'm thinking this pay-per-view is going to do pretty well.
Ben, are you wearing flip-flops right now?
Flip-flops and socks. That's the ultimate in comfort.
In shit I didn't see coming at all news, ESPN has signed a multi-year deal to air the Professional Fighters League on ESPN+, ESPN Minus, aka ESPN2, ESPN Deportes, and ESPN 8 The Ocho. What the fuck? Cards will be held on Thursdays because nothing says fight night like Thursday, and apparently there will be at least 10 PFL events this year. So yeah, get ready for that. What's the deal here, Mouse? You've got the biggest brand in the entire sport. Why acquire another brand that's a lot smaller? I mean, if I own a McDonald's, why the fuck would I buy a Long John Silver?
Oh, that's a funny analogy. Just for using those brand names in your video, we've now acquired both of those companies. Haha. And I guess you must be new here, because acquiring the rights to everything in the world is kind of our thing. Haha. And if you keep making fun of us, maybe we'll acquire you too.
That sounds like a threat.
Oh, that's not a threat, that's a promise, bitch. Haha.
But the question remains, why 2 MMA brands?
Competition's good. Haha. Remember that scene in The Dark Knight when the Joker breaks that pool stick and makes those 2 guys fight to the death to see who can join his gang? It's kind of like that. Haha.
That's pretty fucked up, man.
It is. And guess what? We now own the rights to Batman. See you Thursday and Saturday, fight fans. And you better watch, or I'll buy whatever it is you are watching and put it in the Disney vaults. You know what happens in the Disney vaults?
No.
You don't want to fucking know. Haha. See ya.
Sick of talking about UFC 229? Well, too fucking bad. Disney Channel original movie antagonist Dillon Danis was fined $7,500 and suspended 7 months, retroactive to the day of the event, by the Nevada State Athletic Commission earlier this week. INSAC, help me understand here. So why did you fine him $7,500? I mean, I'll be the first to admit that Dillon is at times, how to put this delicately, a fucking dumbass. But what was he supposed to do when Khabib comes flying at him like a fucking demon squirrel?
It's not that he defended himself, it's that he continued to gesture and had to be restrained multiple times.
So you suspended Danis for 7 months. If Khabib had done that PSA, he was only gonna get 6 months. Are you saying that what Dillon Danis did was worse than Khabib?
You can't look at these things like that. How one suspension is decided isn't related to another, even in incidents where multiple parties are involved. They're in no way comparable, and they don't represent any commentary on our part about who is the most at fault.
Yeah, that doesn't make any sense.
Well, we don't have to make any sense because we only answer to the governor and not you.
Dillon, have you learned your lesson? If there was a lesson to learn here.
Only Connor can judge me, I'm not paying shit.
Sage Northcutt was on a 3-fight winning streak in the UFC when he made his decision to go to one championship. And now the Super One has his first fight scheduled for May 17th against Cosmo Alessandre. Not gonna lie, this motherfucker is kinda scary and I'm a little bit worried. Dude has 69 kickboxing wins with 21 knockouts. He's 7-1 as an MMA fighter with 5 wins in Bellator and 5 TKO victories. I mean, just look at all those fucking belts.
Wow, he sure has an impressive resume, Mr. Hold. I better be careful in there with that guy. Haha.
I believe in you, Sage. Just don't let him get close enough to hit you in any way. That's my best advice.
Thanks, Mr. Hold. I'll keep that in mind when I'm fighting Mr. Alessandre. One thing he forgot to mention is that he's 36 years old. So like, that's almost double me. That's crazy. I bet he's seen a lot of things though. After the fight, I hope he'll tell me about the Great Depression.
I'm not sure he's quite that old, Sage. How are you liking Singapore?
Singapore's great, Mr. Hold. The weather's really humid and hot, but I never wear much clothing, so I feel just fine. And the whole city's very neat and clean, just like me. So it's a great fit. They have these places called hawker centers where they sell food. It's so good. Did you know that they can put chicken with rice, Mr. Hold? It's wild.
It sounds absolutely nuts, Sage. Well, I hope you kick ass in May and congrats again on the one contract.
Thank you, Mr. Hold.
You know what we should do? Let's dive into my sack. My mail sack. Hit me with today's question.
Today's question comes to us from REW, who asks, Tommy, what are the chances that we will have an interim title fight for the 165-pound division before the division exists? Let me answer that one, fucking clown shoes. Haha, real funny. I get it, we have interim belts and shit. Listen, goof, 165 is never fucking happening. It's the stupidest number. I hate that number. We did a poll, and 100% of everybody in the fucking world hates 165. There's no fucking way we're doing 165. Because what are we gonna do with 170 after that? You think about that, genius? What are we gonna move it to 175?
I mean, that sounds pretty reasonable.
Shut the fuck up, Toon. We don't need any more divisions. If anything, we need fucking less divisions. The weight is the fucking weight. Make it or don't make it. I can't help if these motherfuckers want to try to cut 112 pounds so they can be a little bit bigger than their opponent who's only cutting 110. Fucking fight in another division. Israel Adesanya is like 140 pounds and he fights at 185. He seems to be doing just fine. So fuck off. And thanks for the question, Tommy appreciates it.
Hey, shitface. I've poisoned 6 food items in your kitchen. I'm just gonna buy new groceries, Tony. Get the fuck out of here. That's the show, fight fans. Head over to Rear Naked Cloaks and buy some sweet-ass Triple THS merch. The link is in the description, as is the link to my Patreon campaign, because this channel's been fully demonetized by YouTube and is kept running by the support of awesome people like you. If you want to join, thank you so much. If you don't want to join, keep on enjoying the show without those pesky YouTube ads. For everybody at Triple THS, I'm Tommy Toehold. I had coffee with Macaulay half an hour ago. Hey, real quick, let me get to the shout-outs in. Nick Gill, Jake, Robocop, Caesar Gracie, the motherfucker Kyle Pink Gilly, Ellis Lyden for having my back in that 3 fight, Brennan and Shayna McGrogan because they both keep it 100, ex-choke master David Wilder, Wuriskstu for having a name that can only be pronounced by a great old one, the realest homie Derek Weston, Clint Boyd, thanks for the nunchucks, Robert Jones, that's my dude Bobby, Thole Perry for buying that car off me, Paul Ham, even though I'm a vegetarian, Ross McKillop for having killing his name, that's cool as fuck, Adam Secord to do the magician, R. Vincenzo Super Punch for having a name that has Super Punch in it. That's super fucking awesome. Stockton's very own Adam World. Team American Ninja Shit Tom Jensen. Tanya S. for holding down these streets. Raymond Vasquez for lending me $5 that one time. Shecky Palermo, let's battle rap again sometime. Gary Blanket shit because he found my stolen bike. Craig Reeves for burning all those CDs for me. And George Fisher for warning me about that jellyfish that one time when I was swimming. The ocean's cool, but I'm not trying to die, motherfucker. Whoop!